Hello.
Welcome to the baseball podcast. Take me out to the ball game, Brian.
Woohoo!
Brian, get me those Cracker Jacks. What the heck is up?
Not much, I was in Little League Baseball
Oh man,
at the
that
age
rules.
of 7.
I'm
And
a
you know
big
what's-
fan of the ball.
And the best
I'm
part
not.
is, I didn't even know how to play baseball.
You would think that's a requirement.
You would think so.
playing
So
the
I'm on a
game.
baseball team. They aren't really telling me anything. I don't know anything. I'm terrible at catching.
hit
I'm
the
terrible
ball.
at throwing. I'm terrible at hitting the ball. Really, I had no business being on a Little League baseball team, which is why I wasn't on it for very long.
That is fantastic. And guess what, audience? You just got punked.
Yeah.
Because this isn't a baseball podcast.
No, it is
It
not.
is, in fact, the brothers I with me, Nicolai.
I always wanted to be the umpire because
He's got a cool mask thing.
because you got to wear the same stuff as the catcher.
Yeah, you
but
look cool.
Instead of catching things, you got to yell at people.
Yeah, you
And
just
I
gotta
loved
go,
yelling at
yeah,
people.
you're out.
That was like my favorite thing as a kid, was yelling
Yeah.
at people. I didn't do it that often. I just liked the idea of like being in a position where I could.
Yeah, you used to like fire your imaginary friends and
Yes,
stuff.
I did.
That's like a thing
I wanted so badly
remember
to
to this
fire
day.
someone.
You're a real Donald Trump.
Yeah,
I love it.
which I've never even seen The Apprentice. So
I know.
I don't know.
That was such a thing for so
Yeah.
long. Anyway,
Anyway,
good times.
So video games, I guess.
Oh, I guess so.
Actually, before that,
we have a lot to talk about. Actually,
Yeah.
I would say.
we're going to Vegas. Woohoo!
Oh, we are going to Vegas. That's going to be really cool.
We-
That's
I
in a
had
few
the
weeks
idea-
now, yeah.
This will happen or it won't.
An
Just
idea?
listen for it on the next episode of
okay.
us recording while we're at
Oh,
Vegas.
recording in Vegas.
Yeah.
On location.
Okay. It wouldn't be the next episode. It'd be the one after.
That'd be
that.
cool.
But still,
That'd be awesome.
I mean, I think we'll have time. So we don't
Yeah.
need to bring a ton of equipment,
Quite
but we'll need to
possibly.
bring some. So I don't know. It might be a little bulky.
Yeah, if
But
you
we'll
feel
see.
like taking it, I think that'd be pretty cool. On location.
It's a fun idea.
There's some apparently cool video game shops in Vegas. I've heard, like retro game shops and stuff.
Like on the strip or in
At
Vegas
least
proper?
in Vegas, in the area.
Okay, because the
Yeah.
strip is actually not all that close to Vegas proper, so
Yeah. So
it might be a bit
We'll
of a
see.
trek to get over there. But yeah,
if there's a close one, we'll check it
it's
out.
fun. It's funny. I've been to the strip before, but I've never actually been in within the city limits of Las Vegas
Oh, okay. That's
because
funny.
the strip is outside of the city limits.
Oh, weird.
It's an unincorporated territory called Paradise.
Okay.
I learned this all from a
Yeah.
CGP
That
grade
sounds like a
video.
CGP grade
Yes.
video. It's like, oh, actually, there's two Londons
Yeah.
inside London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's London and then the city of London.
Oh, totally different. Anyway, we're not a London podcast, so.
No, we don't really know that much about it, except for what we do.
Hello, love.
Hello. So, video games. We'll get to
That's
it
how
at
we
some
start
point.
every video game podcast.
Yeah.
Brian, I'd like to draw your attention towards my hands
Uh-huh.
and the fact that I'm not hitting a button
Right.
over and over again.
Gee, I wonder why that
Why
is.
don't I have my 3DS with me, Brian? Mm-hmm. Why would I bring it? Why would I bring it when there's nothing to hunt anymore?
Uh-huh. After how many attempts?
Do you get it, guys? Did you get it?
Yeah.
If you don't know, I got Shiny Kyurem.
Yep. Finally.
I got Shiny Kyurem. I got it in 29,018, just over that 29K mark.
Yep.
It's got like 200 upvotes in the Shiny Pokemon Reddit. So
Oh,
so that's
nice.
pretty
Good.
cool. People were like, I can't believe you kept with. They're like, I respect your determination and things
Yeah.
like that. So that was
Nice.
cool. Yeah, it's real. So let me tell you about it.
Mm.
It's been probably 6 months at this point that
At
I've
least.
been doing this, which is absolutely insane. Obviously, I took some breaks and stuff, but this was a couple days ago now.
Mhm.
It was really late. It was almost 1 a.m. I was watching House,
Okay.
which I've been rewatching. It's a very
I
good
see.
show. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes into House, but anyway,
We rewatched season 1 of Heroes.
yeah,
That was really good.
I might do that too. Just season 1.
I forgot how I felt like the show had a way lower budget than I remembered.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm watching House and Columbo, which are very long shows. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, and I'm just like, thankfully I'm paying attention, to what
Right.
I'm doing. And again, thankfully it's a unique enough shiny that it's not super easy to miss. If you look
Yeah.
down, you'll notice it. And it was funny. So I was just doing it, mindlessly at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like I see a glint in my eye, in like the corner of my eye. So the sparkles are what I noticed first.
Yeah.
And then I see the purple, and it's like I go into shock because I can't believe it's real. Like I
So
like forget how to breathe.
The thing I
and,
was
like,
a little scared of is like you've done that motion 29,000
Exactly.
times. What it like
it's so quick to reset.
Yeah.
Oh,
It would have been so easy to just continue to do
exactly.
that automatically.
I've seen streams where people do that. Most notably, Small Ant did
Yeah.
that after thousands of attempts. Just reset right through it because he was focused on chat,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm watching a show and
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. But thankfully, I noticed the glint. I see it. Yeah, I like. I feel like I almost go blind for a second. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, right.
my brain went. So I'm like fumbling and taking pictures immediately. And I had a Master Ball just for it, which was cool because it also matches the Pokemon because it's very purple.
No.
And so the Master Ball actually goes really well. And I named it Prince, as in the artist Prince,
Yeah.
because he's really purple and he's kind of regal looking, I feel like. So it kind of made sense. And so there it is, just like that.
Yeah.
It's finally over.
It makes me think of that special shiny Jirachi where you have to like play that other game and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And I remember watching a
Like
video.
something Wish Jirachi.
I think like the world first, like at least the confirmed world first of somebody getting it. And it's some Japanese streamer. He's talking with chat. He's on attempt number 1 billion or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
And he's just like, just like flipping out because. Yeah.
And that's what shiny hunting is all about. It's that moment.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen. If you just keep at it, it's going to happen.
Right.
And just the intensity and the relief.
Uh-huh.
Even though it was 1 a.m., I texted you and my wife who was in bed and mom pictures and stuff. But most importantly, I sent the GIF of Frodo at the end of Return of the King.
Done.
It's done. Which is how it just.
You know what's funny
It's
though?
how I felt.
Is the only one I got was it's done.
Yeah.
And so I wake up and all I
was
see
so-
is it's done.
I mean, maybe, was that not enough? Did they? Yeah.
And then later that day you resent the
counter.
and I'm like, oh, now I understand what that was about.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fantastic. So there's that. That's a weight off my shoulders. If you want to look at the pictures, you can go to my Twitter account. I'll repost it on the by Twitter I mean X account, of course.
Yeah, right. Of course.
I'll repost it to the Brothers Game one as well. Yeah, it's beautiful, shiny.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful. It was worth it.
Bit less exciting. It's a little exciting. I beat Pokemon Ultra Moon.
Yes, you did. That's what I hear.
Which means I have beaten at least one of every one game from each group of mainline Pokemon games.
Yes, that's right.
So between you got Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald.
Yep.
Diamond, Pearl, Platinum.
But you've even played the third versions at least.
Yeah, exactly. So I played at least one of the regular and then at least one of the third.
The second subset,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. Okay, because you've played White 2,
Yep.
right?
I've played Black and White 2.
Yep.
And then Y, Alpha Sapphire, Moon, Ultra Moon, Sword. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Pretty sweet.
And I missed Alola. Alola is
Although the rules,
great.
dude.
I love the Sun and Moon games.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that there are people that don't like those games, think they're like some of the worst Pokemon games.
Yep.
I don't get that at all. It's one,
Makes no sense.
It's near the very top for me.
Yep.
This could easily be one. It's definitely one of the best Pokemon games I've ever
Ultra
played.
Moon is probably number 2 for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because
100%.
and also people complained about too many cutscenes or something.
Yeah.
I don't
I hear
get
that a lot.
I did not come across that really.
Yeah. Well, and it's a decent story, so
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I have one annoyance, just one in the
Okay.
whole game, and that is
They're never perfect. So.
the Rotom Dex.
Okay.
It is way too naggy and persistent and just
A little bit. Yeah.
constant.
I get that.
I just wanted him to shut up.
Yeah.
Just like, stop talking. Because for one thing, that's where your map is. And so
Yes.
if he's talking to you, I can't look at my
I
map.
can't look at my map.
That's really annoying.
It's true.
I just want an option to like make him go to sleep and just
Shut up, Rotodex.
but be able to still use the map and Dex.
Yeah. Yeah. That is definitely understandable.
But other
he's
than
so
that,
cute.
I don't really
Just
have
kidding.
any other complaints. It's fun. It's different in a lot of ways
Yeah,
from
which
the
is nice.
basic formula, but in ways that I like,
Yeah.
not in ways that I thought are dumb. Mm-hmm. Not in ways where I was like, oh, why didn't you just do it the normal way because this is dumb.
Yeah. I mean, even the little things like HMs, you know, being replaced. It's the first gen that did that, and it's just like
I forgot, is that the first gen that has TRs and reusable TMs, or was that...
reusable TM started in Gen 5.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot. Gen
just
5
know-
actually added kind of a lot.
Yeah. It's the first one that got rid of HMs.
Yeah.
Was Sun and Moon. So, yeah. Yep. And it's so nice
Yeah.
to have 4 moves.
That's
and to
something
not
I
worry
would
about
do
it.
if in like even a Gen 1 ROM hack.
Yeah.
I'd love to try and do that. Just you
It's a great part of Let's Go Pikachu and
yeah.
Eevee.
And like you wouldn't summon Pokemon, you would just swim instead of
Right.
surf.
Like you personally are swimming.
And
yeah.
then the only one you'd have to have a Pokemon for is Fly. All the
Uh-huh.
others you would just do yourself.
Unless you just added like a jetpack item,
Yeah,
key
a
item or
jetpack
something. Just like something ridiculous, you know?
A tiny little propeller.
Yeah.
And you
Whee! And you just go,
makes you fly.
heck yeah. Just make it dumb. Why
Yeah,
not,
why
right?
not?
Yeah. So
But
that's
yeah,
good.
like for cut, you just are given like a machete or something.
Yeah.
For
That makes
flash, you
sense.
get a flashlight. So they're key items instead of
Yeah.
instead
And that
of
totally
HMs.
makes sense. That's just more RPG-ish, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's almost like unlocking items in Zelda, actually.
Yeah.
That's what it makes me think of.
yeah,
Where it opens up things to you.
yeah.
Yeah, that would totally work. Yeah, I like when they add it thematically. Like I really liked Sword and Shield's like Corviknight taxi service.
Yeah.
For Fly. I thought that was cute. That's a cute idea, you know. I like when there's a little flavor text to it, sort of. Yeah.
And it can't
And just- and
it can't
Tinkaton's
operate
throwing-
in Peldia because of Tinkaton.
Ah, yeah. Classic. That
bird
was
killer.
my immediate thought too. I was like, and Tinkaton throwing hammers at it. So yeah, man, I started up. I feel like I may have talked about it, but maybe not. I started up Sword after I borrowed it from you, just because I wanted to play it and relive that vibe a little bit.
Yeah,
And Sword and Shield are beautiful games.
yeah.
Coming from Scarlet and Violet, I was like, these are gorgeous. Like, what the heck? Like, I did not realize how much better these looked. Like, in the cutscenes, the battles, like, I would go side by side if I were you. And just look at footage, maybe even.
Yeah.
And just like,
Okay.
it's so much more polished looking. Like, it just feels better. I don't know.
Interesting.
Totally crazy.
Okay.
Like, the wild area, not as much, but especially the towns and routes are super, like, I don't know, probably some of the best looking Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I guess probably Let's Go is probably the best looking, though. I don't know. What do you think? Is that the best looking Pokemon game?
What about
Let's go.
Arceus
Arceus,
comparatively?
I feel like it's too stylized with like the cell shaded
Yeah.
thing going on. I don't know. Anyway, it was just a thought I had. I highly recommend you listeners as well go look side by side. Like instance battles and stuff, like because they're not in the overworld, they can look better, I suppose, is probably part of the reason why. But still, I don't know. I was just kind of blown away by how good it looked. So, yeah, just an interesting thought.
Yeah. I saw the Pokemon Company was having talks about ways to maintain quality while still keeping the same release schedule, which
that's basically the thought.
Yeah, all that sounds like to me is we're just going to push our developers to work harder.
The thing is they have unlimited money, sort of. Pokemon makes a lot of money, and so I mean, I guess if you doubled the staff, you would get better quality.
I hope that's the direction they're going instead of trying to just make their team work harder.
Yeah. And I mean, who knows what's going on internally, really?
Yeah.
But I mean, in theory, if they doubled the team, then they would get higher quality at the same speed.
Yeah.
But that's sort of
Except
just in theory anyway. Exactly. Yeah, I feel like no matter what, it takes time. No matter how many people you throw at it.
The joke I've heard is that project managers are the type of people that would gather 9 women in a room and say, make a baby in 1 month.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Very curious to see the next thing, whatever's coming next. I really hope that the DLC for Scarlet and Violet is way more polished.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. That'd be like, oh, see, they can do it, basically. Yeah. Just because the problem is Tears of the Kingdom. You see what the Switch is capable of.
Yeah.
And you're like, see, that it just straight up misses the mark. Well, and again, that had 6 years of development.
I think
but the Switch is capable.
Yeah.
So.
If they could just be given a good chunk of time to do some major bug fixes to Scarlet Violet to just
it's time
better
and
optimize
polishing
it.
and art direction can be tweaked and fixed a little bit. Everything will look and feel better. That's just because there's a lot of positives to Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah,
it's just
I mean, we both loved it.
Yeah, it's an incredible game. It's just it's not fun to play sometimes because just it feels bleh. Yeah. That's all.
My first playthrough of it, and I don't know if I've heard for some people the patch actually made it worse.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
I could see that.
I don't know if playing on the original release version worked better for me because I just didn't really run into that many performance issues.
Yeah, I actually think it's gotten worse to me too.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten just more noticeable, I think.
Because I've played some games that have very bad optimization that makes Scarlet and Violet look super polished.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And just dealt with like terrible framing during all the cutscenes and everything. And so compared to that, I'm just like, I lagged a little there for half a second, whatever.
Yeah. It's just slight lag, slight delay in inputs, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't notice it as much early on. I was too like starry-eyed in the wonder of the new generation, you know? I don't know. But yeah. No. Again, it doesn't really detract that much from it because it's still a good game.
Well, and like, I don't know, since I've come from 8-bit all the way to here.
Yeah, for real.
Like, I've seen everything from the worst to the most beautiful graphics and everything in between. It's like, whatever.
And I don't really care.
I'm just not bothered.
I don't care nearly as much as a lot of people.
No.
People just love complaining about Pokemon.
So, about Ultramoon.
Oh yeah, tell me more.
So this time I started Rowlet.
Rowlet, the best starter in all of Pokemon.
Who I definitely like him better than he's so Primarina. It's just that
Primarina's cool, but
it's just that a strong water type is extremely useful, and there's very few good water types from that generation.
Yeah, I see that.
So one thing I like to do when I can...
I can't think of any.
from newer generations is to, as much as possible, use Pokemon from that generation.
Yeah.
because otherwise I would just use Ampharos in every gen besides one. I would use and I'd use a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yep.
Like, but
there's no spirit in that. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's like kind of doing it a disservice and like not really experiencing that gen as much. But like also there were some Pokemon from like Gen 3 that wound up in my original Moon team because I didn't actually know what gen they were even from, and they
that's funny.
were like, I had a Hariyama on my team.
Yeah. You're
because,
like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't
new to
know
me.
that Pokemon at all because at the time.
That's great.
Because Moon was like one of my first newer
Your
gens.
introduction back into it, sort of. Yeah. That's what X was for me. So yeah.
And but yeah, as far as Gen 7 water types, there was like Dewpider, and there was Marini,
right.
and I think Bruxish.
Oh, is that a Sun and Moon Pokemon?
I think so.
Oh wow, interesting.
I think so.
Hideous.
Yes.
Actually, a pretty good Pokemon
Right.
though.
Yeah.
But you don't want to use it.
That's a common thing in Pokemon is this thing is ugly and I don't like it, but it's amazing.
Pretty good. I was thinking like, Delmise, obviously, but Delmise is Ghost Grass.
Yeah.
With
not water at all.
With an ability that makes him also a steel type, sort of, which is 3 types that aren't water. Right. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But he's from a pirate ship, so
my
it looks
water type was
me.
a Vaporeon.
Heck yeah.
Because I was given an egg and it hatched an Eevee, and I'm like, well, okay.
Here's my water type.
There we go.
Mean, you can't go wrong with Vaporeon, in my opinion.
So. Settled. Also, so for my fire type, I was going to get an Oricorio fire version.
Red Nectar, yeah.
And it turns out fire type Oricorio cannot learn any fire type moves.
Right.
It doesn't learn them by leveling up. It doesn't learn them by breeding. It doesn't learn them by TM.
Yikes.
Why?
Yikes.
So occasionally the Pokemon Company, Game Freak,
does that
kind of thing, and that really annoys me.
Sure,
like,
understandable.
You have had so long to fix the movesets, and just if they're a fire type, just give them like 80% of all fire moves in the game should be learnable by them by one method or another.
Right.
So I ditched my Oricorio that had been a core part of my team for a little bit there, and it was the electric one because that's you find the yellow nectar first.
Yeah.
So I traded it out for a Talonflame.
Nice.
Which at first was going all right, except it had the worst possible nature. That it could have.
Negative attack, yes. Low attack.
Negative attack. And so normally I don't pay any attention to natures. I don't really care.
Yeah.
It rarely actually impacts my gameplay at all.
Yeah, if it's not competitive, this time, it doesn't matter too much.
His attack stat was abysmal.
Yeah.
And so I went and I caught 6 fletchlings.
Yeah.
And I picked the one that had a combination of a good nature and the highest available attack IVs of the group. Kept that one. I could have kept going to try and find one with a even better nature or even better IVs, but I was not going to spend days catching
to get that
dozens of fletchlings just to get that. So I caught 6, picked the best one of the lot, and that one stayed on the team until the end.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. So we had Decidueye, Vaporeon, Talonflame, a Lycanroc as a rock type. Because rock is so
he's cool.
Great in terms of type coverage.
Yeah, rock
so
hits
many types are weak against rock.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
For sure.
So I did get the night form, which I actually wanted the day form, but because I'm playing Pokemon Moon, they're opposite.
It was night,
and I also wasn't
you,
being really careful about making sure he didn't evolve at an unplanned time. So
gotcha.
Whatever.
You could have gotten
fine.
Dusk form, also.
That one's weird.
Yeah, it's hard to get.
Yeah,
I forget how you actually get it.
It was convoluted enough that I wasn't going to bother, so I was just going to go with day form.
I think he needs to have a specific ability
Yeah, I think
to be
so.
able to do it. But I mean, it is a more powerful Pokemon. Like, its base stat total is literally
it wasn't
higher.
that different.
Yeah,
but
it's not a huge difference, but it is a higher stat total.
And then I had a Mudsdale.
Oh, nice. That's what he sounds like.
Yeah. Just a big, sturdy ground type.
That's a big boy.
So I had both a ground and a rock type on my team.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And my Lycanroc new Brick Break. So I had a bit of extra type coverage. Also, Mudsdale new Heavy Slam, the Steel type move.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense. He's a very heavy Pokemon too.
Yeah, for the anti-fairy.
Yes, definitely. Yep. Gen 6 onwards, you got to think about having a poison or steel move somewhere.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're screwed.
I see a Clefable and I have to go, nope, that's fairy now,
Crap.
not normal.
I can't use Brick Break against Clefairy anymore. Yeah.
Okay, and then Alolan Raichu.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
What a busted Pokemon.
I freaking love Alolan Raichu. It is so cute.
Good design, good type combos, strong.
Yeah.
Just can't be beat. Probably the best Pokemon of the Pikachu line
Yeah.
that there is. I mean, he's just awesome. I'm not a huge Raichu fan anyway, but
Yeah. I mean, Raichu
Alolan
was a
rules.
staple of my Gen 1 team forever, but
yeah. Although now Pikachu with a Light Ball is pretty usable and sometimes better than Raichu in some instances because of how much Light Ball boosts its stats. It's like absolutely absurd. Anyway.
Yeah, but that doesn't surprise me. Pikachu with interesting abilities has been a thing since Yellow version.
Exactly. Yeah. Obviously, they're going to boost
the surfing
the mascot. Exactly. Yeah. Boost. Yeah. Surfing and flying.
Was so
Pikachu.
convoluted to try and get.
Yeah. There's easier ways now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do though remember
there is
fighting
a newer method. I forget what it is now.
I do remember fighting Raichus in Pokemon Stadium that knew Surf.
Nice.
And I was like, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
I mean,
But
just
it's
because I
cool.
cheated to get my team doesn't mean
Yeah.
you.
Hey, my 6 level 100 Mewtwo's.
Yeah.
Nice. So you beat it. It was good.
Yep. I beat it. It was good.
I was happy to hear that Ultra Necrozma one-shot your whole
Friggin'
team.
wrecked me. Yes.
That makes me feel
He
good.
didn't one-shot my whole team, but he might as well have.
Yeah, because that's what he did against me. So
But then I was looking. I just googled how to beat Ultra Necrozma, and I was just like, okay, what strategies are there for this?
I just got my whole team up 5 levels or so.
There was no way I was going to grind that much. So,
I don't mind doing that. So I had other stuff to do, I think.
And then someone said, "Oh, just use Toxic," and most Pokemon in the game can learn Toxic.
Right.
So I taught my Vaporeon Toxic.
Which is a good
My
strat,
Vaporeon is pretty tanky
because she's tanky.
And
Toxic acid
killed
armor
it
Vaporeon's the same.
super
Sawdust.
quick. Toxic is crazy.
Yeah, it starts out slow, but then gets
It's
real
something
bad.
I've never really taken seriously because it's never really actually done any real harm to me.
Right. In competitive, it's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
Because
After
it just
the third one, it
shredded
just
itself.
half your HP is gone.
Yeah.
By the third one, so it just takes you out.
Makes me want to try using Toxic in Pokemon Blue Kaizo, the Elite Four,
Yeah.
and see if that helps.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of why Marini's good, is that you can Toxic install and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Good times.
So we both watched a Pokemon Challenges video about a particular ROM
Finished
hack,
it.
and I was
was an hour long.
interested in talking about it because I thought this particular ROM hack was very interesting.
It's absurd, first of all.
So for those who don't know,
It's-
this was, I forget the name. Do you remember the name of the ROM hack?
It's just like dumb, too hard challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, this guy Jan, he's the
Pokemon Challenges.
the Pokemon Challenges YouTube channel.
He's a big deal.
He
pretty well known.
He's like a professional Nuzlocker,
Yeah.
and he commissioned someone to build a ROM hack.
Yeah. The creator, as he calls them.
he said just make it as hard as possible, but the only rule is you can't alter any trainers.
Yeah, you can't change the opponents
Yeah.
basically at all. So like Brock still has his Geodude and
so
Onyx.
he just had to make all the Pokemon in the game really bad.
Yeah, he made your Pokemon bad.
Yeah, anything you can find in the wild is like, oh, you can find this Pokemon that normally evolves into this really strong Pokemon, except it doesn't.
It just doesn't evolve.
It just doesn't evolve.
Yeah.
So
really
like,
messed up.
No Gyarados.
Yep. Magikarp is just Magikarp forever. Yep. Yeah. The really random starters also.
Yeah. It was very interesting that that they left Larvitar in because Pupitar wound up being pretty strong.
Pupitar was the beast. Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty brutal. Like it took him over 50 attempts, I think.
Yes.
50 attempts.
Yeah, over 50. I think the 50th attempt was the good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one he showed mostly in the video.
Mm-hmm.
Was attempt 50, which like can you imagine 50 attempts of like each attempt being a few hours of gameplay?
Yeah.
Like so much time went into this.
Yeah.
Like jeez, man. Just ridiculous.
It does. It's like it's funny too because like I have tried to do playthroughs where I intentionally picked bad Pokemon, like the one time where you gave me a list of bad Pokemon.
Yes, you must use these Pokemon,
and even that wasn't hard.
Yeah,
it wound up being easy, relatively easy. Like yeah, sure, some fights were just really tedious, but it was mostly just that because a lot of them had really low attack stats, it just took forever to win the fight. It wasn't necessarily that the fights were difficult.
They were just boring.
Yeah. Like even the Elite Four wasn't like awful. I mean, I think it took me multiple tries. I don't remember. I kind of want to re-listen to that episode and see how it was because it's been too long.
There you go.
But yeah.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago now. Yeah, I love the most interesting thing was definitely the Pokemon Center gauntlet thing.
Yeah.
So like once you passed certain areas, you were trapped and the only way to get through it was to defeat every trainer through that route or whatever. So you can't fly away to the Pokemon Center. There are no healing items to buy.
Yeah.
So that's just it. You're stuck there. You got to make it through all these trainers no matter what.
Yeah. And of course, because it's intended to be a hardcore Nuzlocke
right, it's also
only,
a hardcore Nuzlocke.
That means if you don't make it through the gauntlet, you've lost the whole run.
The attempt is over. Yeah, you have to restart. Just disgusting. I could not do a challenge like that.
Yeah.
That is not like maybe if I had 10 million subscribers like him.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, he doesn't have that many. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's just that's grueling.
Yes.
Shiny hunting is enough for me.
Yeah.
That's grueling enough as it is. Goodness.
I haven't forgotten about the no fail run that I want to do, and that's still an idea. That's still a thing on the back burner. I'm kind of glad that it wound up being as difficult as it was because it makes it a lot more interesting.
Definitely. Because it's still going.
Yeah. I think actually one of the most interesting playthroughs I did was Small Ants Too Many Rules because I did the whole run with Bulbasaur. Well, not the whole run. I did the whole run up to Silphco with just Bulbasaur.
Just a Bulbasaur.
And then a Magikarp for switching out.
Yeah.
And that was it for a while.
Insane.
And it turns out it's really hard to beat the game with just Bulbasaur.
Who would have thought, right?
Mm-hmm. I do remember one time when I was a kid. So like I've said before, I would just reset the game and just beat it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And I did that like probably 20 times over that summer, at least.
Which is awesome, yeah.
And so because I was doing it so many times, I wasn't just going to use the exact same team every time because that got stale really quickly. So I started experimenting with a lot of the different Pokemon. I remember on one playthrough I had a level 100 Bulbasaur just because. I was like, I'm not letting you evolve. You're just going to be Bulbasaur forever. Just because.
Well, Bulbasaur's so cute. That makes sense. Why would you want him? Yeah, that's awesome. No. Yeah, I like the thought of like baby runs.
Yeah.
Where you just never evolve
anything.
Yeah. I have a baby team in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah. There was
so many cute little Pokemon.
there was the Petite Cup and the Pika Cup in Pokemon Stadium where they could only be a certain weight. And
Yeah. Which makes sense. It's like professional weight classes, in boxing and stuff.
That one was tough too.
Good concepts, definitely.
Yeah. So like the total combined levels of your 3 couldn't be above a certain amount. So you didn't have to have them at the minimum level, but if you had more than one at the max level, then you couldn't have. So usually I would do like, let's say it's 10 to 15 and they can't be over 40, let's say. And so I'd have 3 at level 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's
36.
36, yeah. Or 3 at level 13 probably.
Something like that.
I guess. It was something like that anyway. It's been a long time. But sometimes one of the opponent would have 2 10s and a 15.
So
and that 15
that 15 hits hard.
That 15 might sweep your team of 13s.
Yep, that's the scary part for sure. Having that one, yeah. Yeah, they just added Stadium 2 to the Switch Online. And so that'd be kind of interesting to play again.
Yeah.
I might think about that. That'd be all right.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what game I'm going to play next. I find it's now that I've beaten all these Pokemon games, it's like there aren't really any left for me to beat unless I wanted to go and beat Sapphire, Pearl, and White, and Black 2, and X. But I don't care.
Sound fun.
That seems pretty superfluous.
Yeah, that sounds like work that you probably wouldn't enjoy.
I would only do the ones that I'm a little interested in, like maybe Shield.
Yeah.
Now, because I've beaten Sword and then Violet.
Well,
so like Shield and Violet, I might be interested in.
I'm borrowing your Sword still, so if you want to borrow my Shield, then go for it.
So those are possibilities. I still have a stack of games to beat, but a lot of them are long
as usual.
JRPGs.
I know, that's the problem, man, is these JRPGs. I would love to play Persona 4 Golden on the Switch, but do I want to play 100 hours of Persona? I don't know. I'll tell you what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
You might be wondering, what are you doing with that Kyurem that you got? Well, I talked about it a long time ago now.
No.
But I was working on a 100% Pokedex for X and Y.
Right.
Having that completely done. And that's part of the reason I was playing Platinum and White 2, is to get specific Pokemon to transfer up. And Kyurem was the last one to get in White 2. And so 6 months trying to catch Kyurem just because he wouldn't be purple. I finally had all the Pokemon I needed. So I went through the task of transferring Pokemon from Platinum to Pokemon White 2.
Yeah.
And that is a weird process. So the way you do that, first you have to beat White 2.
Okay.
You have to be post-game. You go to Route 15, and you find the Pokemon Transfer Lab. Okay?
Okay.
You go in there. You start a setup thing looking for another DS. The DS, or 3DS, thankfully. Thank God all of this works on 3DS, by the way. Otherwise, I'd have to go buy a couple DS Lites. And so my other 3DS, well, 2DS actually in this case, with Platinum in it, I have to go to download play and download White 2, sort of, a little bit. It's weird. And then on that DS, I have to select 6 Pokemon from Platinum. Only 6. You can't do a full box at a time, which I had a box full of Pokemon to transfer. Not only is it 6, it must be exactly 6. No more, no less. which is very weird, right?
Okay.
You can't do 4 or 5. It has to be 6 exactly,
Wow.
which is
Interesting.
really annoying. And then you have to play a fun little mini game. You can't just transfer your Pokemon.
Yeah.
You have this little like bow and arrow thing
Okay.
that's like a slingshot, but it's Pokeballs, and you have to use the stylus to fling Pokeballs at the Pokemon you're trying to transfer, and they're hopping between bushes and like and all these things, and there's a time limit.
Oh my.
So if you do it
goodness.
bad, you have to just redo it all, redo the whole transfer thing. It's the most Game Freak thing that's ever existed. And of course, if they're like legendary Pokemon, they're harder to get. They hide in the bushes more and stuff like that.
It's like I already caught this thing.
You know, thankfully, I didn't actually fail any of them. I did do it within the time limit every time.
Oh.
And after like the 3rd attempt, I got good at it.
Oh yeah.
And so I was able to do it fairly quickly after that. But it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, all right, I got to catch this Arceus. Hang on, with this cute little slingshot. So I think I did it 4 or 5 times, but the last time I only had 4 Pokemon left, and it said there's not enough Pokemon in your boxes. The transfer lab is shutting down. Basically,
Wow.
I'm like, fantastic. So I went and caught 2 Magikarp with my trusty old rod, and transferred them up to White 2. And so with that, I did that. Lots of Pokemon, like including my shiny Ho-Oh from Heart Gold, which is near and dear to my heart. And so that was all in White 2 now. So now I have like 3 boxes worth of Pokemon in White 2 to transfer all the way up to X and Y. And just today I did that. Got all those transferred up. That's a much quicker process.
Yeah.
That uses the Pokemon Transporter, which goes straight into the Pokemon Bank. And that you can do a full box at a time. You can't do all of them, but it's at least a full box. And there's no mini games involved. It just does it. What a concept. It does have to be box number 1, though. You can't select a box.
Oh wow.
So I had to do a box and then go back into the game, move all the Pokemon to box 1, and then exit, save, and quit, and then do it again.
Wow.
So not a perfect process, but it worked out. And so now I'm almost to 600 Pokemon
Yeah.
in the national dex for X and Y. So now it's all ORAS. It's all Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And I do have the 2 of those. So now I have to beat those through their post games, like way past the post game. A few legendaries I got to get. Thankfully, those games have a lot of legendaries.
Yeah.
Like you can get the like genie dudes, like Thundurus and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You can get all of them. I need the spirits of will. What are they called? Anyway, Uxie and Mesprit and Azelf. I gotta get Zekrom. I think that's like it for legendaries, though. I have most of them from previous games, including event ones, which I talked about a long time ago.
Yeah.
Spoofing the event, getting Arceus and all these things. What was really cool is I booted up Omega Ruby, which I had never booted up before. I got this Omega Ruby from Retro Game Trader,
Right.
probably over a year ago now. I never booted it up, apparently. And so I never looked at the profile that was there. And so first of all, they're in the post game, which I'm probably just going to play their file on Omega Ruby. Most of the stuff I'm doing in Alpha Sapphire myself. And so a few post game things, I'm just probably going to use that for. So make it a little easier on myself. I'm going to have to restart anyway to get one more starter. So yeah, to get Mudkip, I'm going to need to reset it at some point. So yeah, but she had a Sceptile. So now I have Trico basically, so I can breed that. She had I'm just assuming it was a she because the name was Diana, something like that, something with a D. And she had a shiny melodic, a legitimate shiny Milotic,
Wow.
melodic, whatever you want to say, because she was the original trainer on it. So I know she caught it or bred it somehow. It was in a dusk ball, just like a normal Pokeball. Her name was Dusk also. And I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, free shiny melodic, that rules. And it was clearly her ace because it was the highest level Pokemon too. She had Groudon, so I don't have to catch that. She had Mesprit, which was good. There's a few others. Tropius, I don't have to catch a Tropius now. That's good. Anyway, a few things like that. That was a total score.
Yeah.
Definitely saved me some time. And so that's cool. When I caught a Braviary as her, because the only way between like all of these games that I could get Braviary was through soaring in the sky, which you can only do in the post game, and you just have to run into it flying around, and it's a rare spawn. So, but luckily I got that. So yeah, that's what I'm into now.
I'm yawning a lot.
Yep.
It's a little late.
It's getting late. But that's that.
No.
Now you know.
No.
I'm
Now
doing
you
it.
know.
Now you know. That's going to be a journey.
Nope.
More on this story as it develops.
I've seen the first 3 John Wick movies now.
Oh, that's off topic.
Yep. Mr. Week.
I have only seen the first one. I'm a loser. I know.
They're like kind of building the lore
Yeah.
behind like the people he works for and the people who are in power, and it's
Nice.
interesting.
Yeah, they're making like a whole show spin off of it now too.
Yep.
It's like that is a whole franchise now, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll definitely get into that at some point. Sounds good. Oh, today was the Super Mario Wonder Direct. A special like 15-minute presentation just for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and man, that game looks good. It looks so fun. They showed the full roster now, so you could play as Mario and Luigi, Peach, Daisy, which Daisy's cool. She hasn't been in anything in a long time.
No.
You have Yellow Toad and Blue Toad. You have 4 colors of Yoshi you can play as, and you can play as Nabbit, the like little rabbit thief dude.
Okay.
So that's cool. So yeah, there's like 10, 11, 12 playable characters, which is kind of cool. Very weird for a 2D Mario game. And they're in the Flower Kingdom, not the Mushroom Kingdom. That's why it's all wacky. And Bowser is a castle now. Bowser is a castle. Like he's a big floating head that talks to you, but he is the castle. I don't know. I don't know, man. Listen, everyone turns into elephants
Right.
now. People were speculating that everyone would have their own animal, but no, it's all elephants. Everyone turns into an elephant. You got Elephant Peach, etc. There's a new bubble flower. So it's like a fire flower or whatever. So it's like purple, and you throw bubbles at people.
Oh, it's like the bubble plant in Paper Mario.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
It's exactly like that.
It all goes back to
It
Paper
all
Mario, you know?
comes back. No bubble berries, unfortunately, this
well.
time. But
Oh,
what are you gonna do, right? So yeah. Anyway, that game looks absolutely phenomenal.
See, the bubble flowers, they're eating bubble berries. You just don't see it happening.
Right.
They do it very discreetly.
And Charles Martinet is not voicing Mario and Friends
Oh.
in Mario Bros. Wonder. In fact, he's never voicing Mario again. He has retired as the voice of Mario and Luigi and Wario and Waluigi and a few others, I think.
I hope that was his choice and that he's
think it was.
happy about
I think it was
like
because he still works for Nintendo. He's now being called the ambassador for Mario. is his job title now at Nintendo.
Interesting. Cool.
And yeah, he seems positive about it. So I think it was a mutual decision. Yeah. I mean, he's getting older. It makes sense.
Yeah, and like I hope he's had like a great fulfilled career and just is happy about the whole situation.
It was kind of cool because his last role in that world was Mario's dad in the Mario Bros movie.
Oh yeah,
which is kind of cool. You know, that's kind of like an interesting way to top it off. So yeah, no one knows who's voicing him now.
Oh, interesting.
There's no leak.
I'm gonna guess it's not Chris Pratt.
Probably not. I hope it's just like Matt Mercer. Like, oh, that would rule so hard.
I am Mario.
Hello. It's actually Aaron Hansen, surprisingly enough.
There you go.
Yeah,
well,
pretty crazy.
That was the obvious pick.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, sad, but
yeah,
life goes on, I suppose.
I watched Donkey's console tier list.
Oh my gosh, that one's so good. Let's go to F tier. Yeah.
This console sucks. B tier.
This console sucks. B tier. Yeah.
Y'all are so mad right now.
Oh, you're all so mad right now. So mad. He just posted a video about some new game. I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it yet. Donkey. He never misses. His videos never miss, man. That's next level.
I loved it. There was one console, I think, in that tier list where I was just like, that was a thing?
Yeah.
That was real?
That sounds right. I should rewatch that video. That's a good one. Yeah.
If we start making YouTube content, we can do tier lists.
Tier lists?
People love tier lists.
People love tier lists. Tier lists are the greatest thing anyone's ever seen. Everyone loves them. They love tier lists.
The funny thing is, it seems like creators actually kind of hate making tier lists, but that viewers just love it. They can't get enough.
People love hearing people's opinions.
Yep.
There's like, I watched a Game Grumps video not that long ago where it was a tier list for like ice cream flavors, which has nothing to do with Game Grumps. Yeah. But it was still
I
an
watched
enjoyable
a
film.
VTuber do a dessert tier list, so there you go.
Well, that's cringe because that was a VTuber, but that's fine.
You're cringe. Get wrecked.
Let us know in the comments if you listen to VTubers. That's all.
Listen to.
Yeah, you're listening with your ears, aren't you? Like people are listening to this. Sorry, do you only look at VTubers? Oh, that's right. Yeah. You listen to them also. Your ears and your eyes. Why don't you use your eyes to watch this on YouTube?
Yeah.
And please
stare at the static image.
It's a really cool image. You're welcome. I made that. Pretty cool. I found the font.
To admit, pretty good.
I liked it. It's pretty sweet. We'll have merch someday when people start listening to this.
Right.
Which will be any day now.
Yeah. When we get more than 8 downloads
please
per episode. Speaking of YouTube. Which, please download the episode.
Please download the episode if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Mm-hmm. Things like that.
If you are watching this on YouTube, please give us a like.
Give us a like. Bro, slap that bell.
Leave a comment.
Slap that bell.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
We post on the 1st and 15th of each month.
That's right.
This will be the 1st of September. Welcome to September, everybody. Hello. We're very close, less than 2 weeks away from the DLC for Scarlet Violet. It's real soon.
Yeah, it kind of felt like it was just not happening.
when it was announced, it felt so far away. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, and then I didn't think about it too much, and now it's happening. Oh, great! Yeah. So I gotta buy it. I haven't bought it yet, so I'll definitely be playing that.
I'm selling a bunch of guitar pedals.
So if you want to buy any, let us know.
Yeah. So if you want to, no.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I've been playing. I've played Pokemon Sleep every day since it came out. By the way,
how's that going?
It's not bad. It's all right. It's kind of fun. I finally have good Pokemon, which helps a lot.
Yeah,
because they hold a lot more berries and ingredients and stuff. Right now, my team, I'll just tell you, is Bayleaf, Ivysaur. I have an Espeon, I have a Gengar,
Okay.
pretty sweet, and a Togetic right now. So some evolved Pokemon, pretty good.
No. It's like you've got pairs, like Bayleaf and Ivysaur are kind of a pair because
Yep.
they're both grass types. They're
True.
both the middle evolutions.
Yep.
Espeon and Gengar, they're both purple.
True, true, both purple. And then Togetic for some reason.
Yeah, and Togetic's just there.
Just hanging out.
You-
She's just
you
chilling.
You need another Pokemon that looks like it should be normal type, but is actually fairy.
There you go.
That'll
You can only have
pair
5
well with
Pokemon.
Togetic.
But,
Only 5?
isn't that weird?
Only 5?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Well,
Is
Snorlax.
Snorlax the 6th?
I think Snorlax is the 6th, I guess.
For my
'cause he's
own
always
sanity,
there.
he is the 6th.
Yeah, he's always there.
That is-
So
Yeah.
that's true. He is the 6th, I would say. So, yeah, because that's weird that you can only have a
Or
team
else
of 5.
that would break
How is this Pokemon?
the world would end.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. That
If
sounds
Game
right.
Freak ever makes a Pokemon game where you can only have 5 Pokemon,
Yeah.
the world will just end that right then and there.
That sounds right. So if you don't want the world to end, contact your local congressman. Send mail to your Congress asking to keep teams
Teams of
6. They're like, stop Tetsuya Nomura. Except he's the Final Fantasy guy.
Yeah.
Stop Eiji Aonuma. Except he's the Zelda guy. Stop
I would say
Satoshi.
Satoshi, but I don't know if he's
Satoshi
even
Tajiri?
involved in the company anymore. Is he still alive?
Yeah. Who's the guy?
forgot.
I can picture his face. Who's the Pokemon guy right now? People don't like him. That's because people don't like Pokemon anymore. There's a new show coming out. A new live action drama in Japan about a young woman who's obsessed with Pokemon Red as a kid and has now grown up and rediscovering Pokemon, the game. Really interesting. Looks interesting. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I know. Anyway,
Anyway, thank you for your downloads and your likes and your
thank you in
interactions
advance
with
for your
us.
just immense support, for your love for us. Thank you for demanding us to start streaming and making more videos because you just can't get enough of our content. I get it. Listen, I'm here. We're here for you. We need you to just hold out a little longer, okay? That's all. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. And on that note,
And this piece of crap.
good night.